Hey guys, it's Scott from fxmissions.com. Just a note, I've finished the trilogy of anthologies from the forefront, and all 3 books are currently available on Amazon.
Take your leadership to the next level. It's time for the Foundational Missions Leadership Moment with Scott McClelland of FX Missions.
Hey, thanks for listening to the FX Missions Leadership Moment. This is Scott McClelland, and we just wanted to let you know about a new podcast that's launching July 1st. It is From the Forefront. It's an interview style, once a month, 40 minutes or so podcast, where we interview and try to go a little deeper in the subjects of leadership, missions, and life with missionaries who are at the forefront. So check us out, FromTheForefront.com. And thanks for listening to the Leadership Moment. All right, Scott McClelland with your Leadership Moment. Thanks for joining us. We're here with a friend from a number of years. Of course, we're both very young, but
Absolutely.
well, at least that's true of some of us. This is Maya Bay. Maya Bay is a friend from, not actually from Mexico, but I think that's where we met.
Yes.
Yeah, like, I'm not trying to think, was it 06, 07?
No, it was in 09.
09.
The first year you came to the House of Prayer.
Okay, 2009, Cuernavaca, Mexico, where you are at these very days indeed. So we did quite a bit of work with you guys at the House of Prayer in Cuernavaca. Great times, some of my favorite times in the early rotations in Mexico. Well, thanks for joining us for this leadership moment. We really appreciate it. Tell us a little bit, Maya, about yourself, where you're from, maybe originally, and
Okay.
kind of what you're up to.
Yes, I am from Cleveland, Ohio, originally born and raised. I had never left the country until I went to Mexico. I lived there my entire life, and that's pretty much it.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
Now, as I understand, at least from the Ohio people, that's the only part of the states that doesn't have an accent.
The Midwest area, we do have an accent, but every language has an ideal accent.
An ideal
in
one.
the sense of production when it comes to camera type stuff and news.
Okay.
There's always an ideal accent which is very clear for other people to understand.
Okay.
And so the Midwest accent is the ideal accent for any camera work.
Okay, well,
radio.
We're not going to get into that.
Okay.
No, not really. Well, hey, the Leadership Moment is about the subject of leadership, and I think you have a real unique perspective on leadership. A lot of what you've learned about leadership has happened in a culture different from the one that you were raised in, and so it's not everybody gets that opportunity. What can you tell us about leadership that you've learned in relationship to the cross-cultural aspect?
I think the reality in itself which is foundational or very important for any form of leadership, is humility. I think it's easier to learn when you're in a different culture,
right?
Because you cannot present yourself as someone who knows everything because you don't know anything. You don't know really the language, the background, how people respond. You have to really present yourself as like a child, to be willing to learn, to be willing to listen, to be willing to serve. And that is crucial for any leader. That is the example that we have from Jesus Christ himself. He said, I didn't come to be served, rather I came to serve. In one of his names, he is the servant of all. And so it's a difficult lesson that I think I'm still learning.
Sure.
But that is, I think, one of the strongest things that I've learned in being in a different culture, like a cross-cultural environment. And in addition to that, just having an openness. A leader should always be willing to listen and to realize, it's something I've already said, but to realize that they don't know everything, and it must be a team effort and a team environment, because there is one leader above all, and that is Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
And so when you're open, you realize I have something that I can give for the edification of the church, but the entire team also has something that they can give to the edification to the church. And it's together that working together in humility and patience and kindness and in love, we're actually going to represent to the full extent the nature of Jesus Christ.
Wow. So, that was a lot. I mean, we're getting more than our money's worth here, Maya. Thank you. That was powerful, and I think super significant. I think that's close to your heart. Obviously, it's been planted deeply with a lot of death to self and watering, right? Yeah. Well, awesome. Thank you for that, and that's super encouraging. We're going to try to catch up with you downrange on the Leadership Moment again. If someone wanted to contact you or find out about the ministry you're working in, how could they do that? How would they find you? Email, whatever you use or prefer, or where could you send someone to know more about what you guys are doing?
Okay, the best way possible is email, without a shadow of a doubt, because I am horrible at Instagram, Facebook, and everything related to that nature.
Okay.
So Maya.venpronto, it's Ven, VENPRONTO @gmail.com.
Okay. Maya.venpronto, which means come soon.
Come soon, from Revelation 17.
Yeah, Maya.venpronto @gmail.com. Thank you for being with us, Maya.
Thank you for having me.
Bless you. Good to see you after all this time.
Yes.
I'm Scott McClelland with your Leadership Moment. Contact me or us at fxmissions.com. Until next time, have a good one.
Bye.
This Leadership Moment was produced in partnership with Engaging Missions. Have your leadership question answered by contacting Scott at fxmissions.com. Visit FX Missions to learn more about how you can grow your leadership and engage in missions. Visit engagingmissions.com for encouragement, insight, and resources from missionaries, ministry leaders, and church planters.